You know, it's not only time to think about our gardens in the fall, but also the birds. And I'm with Scott Lukin from Backyard Bird Shop. And Scott, you know, I see that you're really kind of focusing on kids getting interested in birds, and what a great time is to get little ones excited about birds.
Yeah, well, for the last year, we've started bringing in more children's books and activities, nature activities for children, and so I just wanted to tell you about that.
Excellent.
And one of my favorite books right now is The Boy Who Loved Birds, and it's just one of the many books that we have and activities for children. Of course, we always have bird feeders to get children involved in the feathered friends out their back door. And, you know, just a small one like this that the kids can be responsible for. I know with my children, they just really enjoyed having that responsibility and feeding and filling up the feeders for the birds.
Well, I think that would make them watch more. You know, we're not going to be outside as much with the rains coming and getting a little chillier, so you can kind of peek out from your windows and and be with those birds too.
Well, exactly, and children really like it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not just for adults.
Big and little kids. Well, you know, it is time to think about feeding the birds, and you have some really great ideas to feed many different kind of birds. And so this is a nice basic one, like you said, and you could use maybe the sunflower seeds.
Yeah, one of the favorite seeds for birds is black oil sunflower seed. And many people feed it just like this, and it also comes in a version without the shell on it, so there's
nice.
no mess under your feeder.
But I always like having sunflowers the next year, so that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
And then what about suet cakes? Because I know that there's a lot of suet cakes out there, and the insect population will be going down because of the cool weather. So I know that you have some that are locally made.
Yeah, and these are made right here in Northeast Portland. It's a really high quality product made by actually a former chef, a restaurant chef from Portland. And the difference in suets are really the content of the fat that's in the suet.
Oh, okay.
So different prices really are dependent upon how much fat, and that's really what the birds are looking for, is the fat. So we have all prices of suets, but this is one of my favorite because it's so bird oriented. They love it.
So really, you want to look for high quality. It doesn't. You want to make sure you have the best food for them. So that's why it's really important to look at those fat contents and things like that.
Birds aren't that much different than we are. They want quality stuff, quality food, and fresh food. And so that's really one of the advantages of buying a locally made, you know, product.
Sure, and I know that's with all of your seeds and all of the food that you sell here.
Right, it comes straight to us. It doesn't sit in a warehouse before it gets to our bins and our piles here.
That's really interesting. Never really think about that.
Yeah.
And I know that I have that kind of feeder, and I really like that one.
Yeah, this is the standard tube feeder with the shelled sunflower seed in it that I mentioned earlier. This one is one of my favorites because when you're cleaning it, all you have to do is press these two buttons together and the bottom falls off. I'm not going to do that because the seed would come out. But it does make it really easy and simple to clean, easy to fill.
Nice.
And so, you know, when it's wet and cold outside, you want to make your work a little bit easier.
And then what about hummingbirds? Because I know if you start feeding them, like when it's warmer, they'll stay around all winter time.
Yeah, and in the Northwest, we're so lucky because we do have year-round hummingbirds. They'll stay here year-round, and you'll see them when your garden is kind of dreary and your flowers aren't blooming. They're coming to your feeders. Red is a traditional color for hummingbird feeders. It's important to find one that's easy to fill and easy to clean because that's really important when you're taking care of your little guys. They have an extremely high metabolism, and so we like feeders to sell feeders that are easy and accessible for people to fill and clean.
Thanks for making it easier because that is, you're right, because then you won't do it if it's hard. So it's nice to have it easy.
Precisely. And there, you know, we are kind of wild bird central, if you will, at the Backyard Bird Shop, and we have over 50 hummingbird feeders to choose from.
Oh, fun.
And we love to talk to people about them and how to make it more fun in their backyard because we're not outside as much in our garden, but we certainly can bring the birds up close to us and watch them and observe them and just make it a great winter activity.
Definitely. Well, if you have any other questions, please come out to Backyard Bird Shop or go to their website and really get involved with your birds this fall. It's a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Judy.